Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and this is my week in mostly tarot and art. I've got a couple of art books. I've read only a tiny bit still this week. Mostly I've looked at pictures. Which, you know, my attention span is shot at the moment, so it's taking a break to reset is what it's doing, I think. Anyway, the tarot that I've been using just the last few days, and not a lot. I haven't done a lot with tarot this week, but I made myself a Prairie Herbalist tarot, a winter edition. So I made a deck that's all plants that I've gotten to know over the last few years. And then I made a winter version because as soon as it gets to this time of year, they're unrecognizable if you're just looking at the green versions. So these are some of the ones I pulled. These ones just this morning. So they're all a bit shabby looking. That one's under the stove. Thankfully there's no snow yet. It's raspberry leaf? Yeah, raspberry leaf that's seen better days. But that's necessary. A lot of trees near me need a period of cold to know when to regrow. This one is invasive, and it's an annual, so it dies off every year, but it produces enough seeds every year that it can survive here. And we've got some sirens. Nice. Feel like I'm in a Mad Witch video now, because it's always sirens. It's as soon as you hit record, right? That's how that works. Sea buckthorn. I haven't gotten to get any sea buckthorn berries this year. It's probably too late. Oh well. Echinacea? Yeah. These are the prairie cone flowers. These are not the purple ones, but they're dead ones. And they are. Most of these are native to this area. A few of them are invasives. Silverberry's native. I like these ones. They're very pretty. Anyway, I just look at plants forever, but I will continue on. I've been doing a lot of arts and crafts this week because, in a surprise to nobody, the world is still a mess and stressful, and work is stressful and life is stressful. So I made a thing, which I'll see you. Whoops. What am I doing? Making a mess. This is what I'm doing. Is this even? Oh, there. That is sort of visible. It started with a board in the middle, just playing with the turquoise and magenta paints that I'd gotten, and then I just added some bits on, playing with color and movement. And so yeah, that is that. Go on the floor for the time being because it's too big. And then I'll use my sketchbook. I just did a bit of doodling this week, which are sirens. Seriously. So on Sunday I had football on the TV. And they're really hard to do because, see, this looks ridiculous. I don't even know if you can see that. But you might have to take my word for it that it looks ridiculous because you've got, like, they're only in any given pose for max 3 seconds. Usually less than a second. So I'll just flip through a couple of these because they get a bit repetitive and kind of boring. Oh yeah, I was drawing somebody on YouTube. Watching a YouTube stream, just doodling. More football players. Okay, and then I tried these. I got a couple of Conte pencil crayons. Yeah, not a fan. I love how they look. I love the colors. I hate the feeling and the sound of using them is like nails on a chalkboard. I hate it so much. So they're gonna go in a free little library, I think. Anyway, then I switched to pencil. So I went on a little walk yesterday and just doodled some cattails and some rose hips. I mean, they're only slightly recognizable. But I was testing out some Starry Falls Lily of the Valley. It's cute. I got a little stool that I can fold down and take out with me. So I was testing that. Here's a cliff. So I went to a little path. It's in the middle of the city, but it's kind of, it's one of those dog park places that's kind of secluded. It's a little bit of nature in the middle of the city. So you can sort of pretend you're not in the city for a minute. Oh, and I got a bunch of stuff printed out. I got some of these photos. I haven't gotten photos printed in over a decade. So anyway, these are a bunch of landscapes that I got printed. They're all photos I've taken. And this one, I gotta take the top bit of paper off because I just cut it out of my sketchbook. But like, especially this bottom bit, I quite like the foreground. So this is more just sketching with oil pastels. That was fun. And then I made a Kandinsky, I always forget an N in his name, inspired sort of circle thing. There are a bunch of colors that that's got a bit of gack on it, that I've never used or almost never used. And so I made a thing out of those, which actually, surprisingly, I really like. Why do I like this? I don't know why I like this, but I like it. It's very not my usual thing, but it was fun to do. And now it smells like the varnish that I put on it because it's oil pastel and it makes a mess. Then I got a couple of books from the library. So I've got one in this, there's a whole series of these. I have one called Women's Art, I think, or Women in Art or something like that. There's another one called Protest Art that I want to read. And I say read, I mean mostly look at the pictures and read the things that I find interesting. So this one is, actually let's do this one first. This is Modern Art, which was pretty interesting. Some of the things like Expressionism and what's the other one? Cubism, I was already quite familiar with. Magic Realism. Didn't know that was a, I didn't realize that was an art movement as well as a literary genre. There's some like neo-romanticism that I've got to look up because that sounds intriguing. So does this one that I cannot pronounce because it's in German. And despite having a good German last name, no can do. But I've seen some of Katha Kolitz's drawings and I liked those. And this is a movement that started in the 20s? Yeah. As German politics shifted to the right after the First World War. Many artists adopted an anti-idealistic, socially engaged style to record and critique, etc. horrors of war discussed with society's social hypocrisy, political corruption, plight of the overlooked poor, the rise of Nazism, etc. So super cheerful. Oh yeah, funk art I've got to look into too, because that sounds fun. It's all miscellaneous, the leftovers of human experience. So it's like miscellaneous leftover bits to comment on society. So I'll have to look that up. And then there's Neo-Expressionism, which I'm less familiar with than just straight up Expressionism and Abstract Expressionism. But this is more recent, like from the 80s onward. And I don't know, this one is it called Margaret? It's intriguing. I'm intrigued. And then I read this contemporary art one, which was less, there's just less in here that interests me. There are a few things though. So there's this immersive installation, which harnesses the effect of light, water, and temperature. This one is called The Blind Passenger. It's a Danish thing. Anyway, the fog and the light restricts what you can see. It's this one here. And so you have to maneuver through passageways and things with your vision sort of altered by that experience, which sounds intriguing. What else? Oh yeah, there's this one. A tapestry by Goshka Masuga. She does tapestries, so this is something about tracking ideological positions in a German art school, which as a data analyst just makes me happy. Oh yeah, Banksy's in here. I like him. He did something recently that was really good, and also then when they tried to whitewash it, they just accidentally made it better. And then there's somebody, Rashid Johnson. I've got to look him up because he incorporates plants as well, which, you know, I'm into that. So I've got to look him up. Anyway, that's basically my week. It was not very eventful. I went to work and came home from work and then made things to cope with work and the state of the world. Yep, the boat sums it up. Anyway, I hope you had an alright week, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.